What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Dubai for Tuesday, October 11th, 2016, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Kate Beckinsale says Shailene will have a twisted plan of action in Underworld Blood Wars. The 43-year-old actress who plays Shailene in the Underworld films teased creative and over-the-top violence to come in the Underworld Awakening sequel while attending New York Comic-Con over the weekend. Beckinsale told Yahoo Movies at the convention, "It's all fairly creative violence in Underworld, which is cool. It's always on the border of being just a little bit too much." She also revealed if Shailene ever has to really kill anybody like a really serious monster, it's never just that she gets the biggest sword there is. It involves plans that are as twisted as hell. She definitely has one of those plans in this film, which I like. Beckinsale first played Shailene in the 2003 movie Underworld and has starred in 2 of the 3 follow-ups since. Awakening, which opened in 2012, centered on Shailene discovering she and Michael, played by Scott Speedman, having a daughter. Beckinsale said of Blood Wars, "We left her at the end of Awakening, having found out she has a daughter, and Michael, her vampire lichen lover, is still missing, so that's pressing for her." She added, "We picked up a few weeks or months later when she's on the run from both the lichens and the vampires, so she's in the worst position that she's ever been in." Beckinsale told fans in a Facebook Live interview in September that it was very nice but odd to return to play Shailene after several years. Underworld Blood Wars opens on January 6, 2017, and released a new trailer Friday. Daniel Craig is now more open to reprising his role as James Bond after initially discussing how he wanted to leave the franchise behind. The actor said of his original comments Friday during the New Yorker Festival, according to Vulture, "They say that sticks, and that definitely sticks." He said, "It was the day after filming stopped on Spectrum. I've been away from home for a year." He continued about the reasoning behind his 2015 comments, which involved Craig expressing how he would rather slash his wrists than make another 007 film. He also added, "Boo-hoo, it's a good gig. I enjoy it." Craig also detailed how he would be open to reprising his role as the iconic British spy for multiple projects. He says, "As far as I'm concerned, I've got the best job in the world. I'll keep doing it as long as I get a kick out of it. If I were to stop doing it, I would miss it terribly." Before, the 48-year-old's new willingness to star as Bond again, a crop of actors including Jamie Bell, Tom Hiddleston, Damian Lewis, and Idris Elba were rumored to take over the role in Craig's place. Actresses Gillian Anderson and Emilia Clarke have also expressed interest in becoming the first ever female Bond. Famed filmmaker Guillermo del Toro described what a blow it was to lose Anton Yelchin, the lead vocal actor in his animated series Trollhunters, in a tragic car accident this year. Yelchin was 27 when he was run over by his own vehicle in his driveway in June. He was remembered by Trollhunters creator del Toro during a roundtable interview while reporters at the New York Comic-Con during the weekend. Asked by UPI if he considered recasting Yelchin's central human character of Jim, del Toro replied, "I didn't talk about it for a month. I could not and would not. I didn't have a meeting. I didn't have a conference. I just had a phone call, and I said we're keeping everything he did, and we're going to complete the little pieces that weren't done yet. Fortunately, we had most of it." Del Toro said he wrote this series with troll characters in mind of Ron Perlman and Kelsey Grammer, but the rest of the cast was casting. He explained, "We heard 30, 40, 50 voices until we found someone that felt exactly like the character. The impulse behind Troll Hunters was to create sort of an Tamblyn movie, like a 1980s feel-good suburban, very crisp and clean, emotionally very crisp and clean series that had a family feeling. You could have a grilled cheese sandwich and a glass of milk and watch." Also featuring the voice of The Walking Dead, Stephen Yang, the series is to premiere on Netflix on December 23rd. The synopsis reads, when ordinary teenager Jim Lake Jr. stumbles upon a mystical omelet on his way to school one morning, he inadvertently discovers an extraordinary secret civilization of mighty trolls beneath his small town of Arcadia. Strong-willed and seeking adventure, but wholly unprepared for the responsibility thrust upon him, Jim is forced to take on the exalted mantle of troll hunters, sworn to protect the good trolls from powerful enemies bent on revenge. Matt Damon says he was surprised and upset by accusations of whitewashing aimed at his upcoming China set monster movie, The Great Wall. Damon was asked about the criticism of his casting in the film at the New York Comic-Con press conference Saturday. Damon explained, "It was a bummer. I was surprised, I guess, because it was based on a teaser. It wasn't even a full trailer, let alone the movie. So to get those charges levied against you," he said he was particularly dismayed to see one of his favorite magazines, The Atlantic, had written an article about the controversy. He says, "I was like, really, guys? To me, whitewashing, I think of Chuck Connors when he played Geronimo. There are far more nuanced versions of it, and I do try to be sensitive to that. But like Chilean-born cast member Pedro Pascal called me, and he goes, yeah, we are guilty of whitewashing. We all know that only the Chinese defend the wall against the monsters when they attack." Pascal joked, "I never said that," who was sitting beside Damon, "Don't quote me." Damon acknowledged, "It was nice to react a little sarcastically because we were wounded by it. We do take that seriously. That's a serious thing." Pascal added, "And we don't want people to be kept from work that they wouldn't have the opportunity otherwise to see that it is very, very specifically Chinese. It is Yang Yamu's lens. It's his creative feature. It's a big, fantastical popcorn entertainment movie, but it has a visual style that is very, very much his and his only. And there are actors we haven't met that are from China. There is a Chinese crew, stars that some of the Western world knows, but not a lot." Damon also explains that the teaser was intended to convey a lot of information in a short amount of time, including that the film was directed by the Steven Spielberg of China, but would still be accessible to moviegoers unfamiliar with his work. He says, "Don't worry, they speak English in this movie, right? So you hear my voice speaking English. Don't worry, Matt's in the movie. You've seen this guy before, so they're trying to establish all these things. And, by the way, they are monsters, right? And 30 seconds and you're done." So there's a lot of pipe. They're trying to lay in that 30 seconds. If people see this movie and feel like there is somehow whitewashing involving a creature feature that we made up, I will listen to that with my whole heart, and I will think about that, and I will try to learn from that. I will be surprised if people see this movie and have that reaction. I will be genuinely shocked. The film is due in theaters in February. Billy Bush, the host of the Today Show, was suspended by the network Sunday night for his presence in a controversial recording of Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump speaking degradingly about women. NBC executives suspended Bush, who can be heard conducting a vulgar conversation about Trump's behavior around women on a tape released last week, and may be working on a deal to release him from his newly signed contract with the Today Show. Although network executives were not overly concerned about Bush being part of the conversation when the tape was released, the explosive nature of the story over the weekend and the public's reaction to the recording led to the action being taken. Today's show executive Noah Oppenheim, in a memo to the show staff, said, "We're all been deeply troubled by the revelations of the past 48 hours. Let me be clear, there's simply no excuse for Billy's language and behavior on that tape. NBC has decided to suspend Billy pending further review of this matter." Although there has been no official word on whether Bush will be back on the show, which he joined recently as a regular co-host, there is speculation lawyers at NBC are working on an exiting agreement for him. Bush apologized Friday for laughing and participating in the lewd conversation with Trump, which included references to his interest in other women and specific comments about Days of Our Lives actress Adrienne Zucker, who Bush and Trump met with immediately after having the recorded conversation. Bush said in a statement released by NBC News, "Obviously, I'm embarrassed and ashamed. It's no excuse, but this happened 11 years ago. I was younger, less mature, and acted foolishly in playing along. I'm very sorry." In a related story, Amber Tamblyn has shared a personal sexual assault story on social media where she also dismissed Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump. The actress posted her account on how she was attacked by an ex-boyfriend on Instagram Sunday before the second presidential debate, alongside a photo of Trump kissing a Miss Universe winner, a reference to the real estate mogul's recently uncovered comments about groping women. Tamblyn began her tale mentioning how her husband David Cross, whom she married after going through a long emotionally and physically abusive relationship. "I need to tell you a story. With the love and support of my husband, I decided to share it publicly. One night, I was at a show with a couple of girlfriends in Hollywood listening to a DJ we all love. I knew there was a chance my ex could show up, but I felt protected with my girls around me. Without going into all the details, I will tell you that my ex did show up and came up to me in the crowd. she shared. She also added, the minute he saw me, he picked me up with one hand by my hair, and his other hand, he grabbed me under my skirt by my vagina, my pussy, and lifted me up off the floor, literally, and carried me like something he owned, like a piece of trash, out of the club. She wrote, I thank God his brothers were also there and intervened. In the scuffle, he grabbed at my clothes, trying to hold on to me, screaming at me, and inadvertently ripping off my grandmother's necklace, which I was wearing. The sisterhood of a traveling pants star then took aim at Trump. She said that part of my body, which the current presidential nominee of the United States, Donald Trump, recently described as something he liked to grab a woman by, was bruised from my ex-boyfriend's violence for at least the next week. I had a hard time wearing jeans. I couldn't sleep without a pillow between my legs to create space. Tamblyn concluded, I am afraid my mom will read this post. I am even more afraid that my father could ever know this story. That it would break his heart. I couldn't take that. But you understand, don't you? I needed to tell the story and enjoy the debates tonight. During the debate, Trump said that the tape of him speaking about Grammy women was locker room talk, while his opponent Hillary Clinton noted that the scandal is the most recent example of why Trump is unfit to serve as president. James Corden and Ilana Glazer have signed on to co-star with T.J. Miller in next summer's animated comedy Emoji Movie, Express Yourself. Kristen Belson, the president of Sony Pictures Animation, said in a statement, over 6 billion emojis are text every day, and emojis have become a universal language that transcends age and culture. The power of emojis is that they allow you to express yourself in a fast and very fun way, and that is what our movie is all about, self-expression. We are very lucky to have some of the smartest and funniest actors today bringing up their unique voices in this movie. The director Anthony Leondis says high five is a high five emoji who is highly motivated and highly dramatic, hand-on a mission, and the brilliant versatility, brilliant and always lovable James Corden fits this part like a glove. Sorry again. For the rebel, break all the codes, computer programmer emoji jailbreak, Ilana Glazer is the kind of singularly free-spirited, fearless, and funny actress to make girls really feel the empowered, nobody is going to keep me in a cage attitude this character exudes. And of course, T.J. Miller has proven himself to be one of the most generally inventive comedic actors around, uniquely capable of connecting, and who can convey just about any expression, and often does. Kristen Stewart is interested in women and isn't afraid to say it. The 26-year-old actress defended her openness and about her sexuality in the November issue of Elle after professing her love for girlfriend Alicia Carlisle in July. She said, I'm not ashamed and I'm not confused. Things have changed, and not just with me. We're really allowed to encourage this new acceptance to develop to be awesome. Stewart, who previously dated her Twilight co-star Robert Pattinson, was first linked to Carlisle, her former personal assistant, in January 2015. She couldn't help but gush about her girlfriend in the September issue of Elle UK. The star says, right now I'm just really in love with my girlfriend. We've broken up a couple of times and gotten back together, and this time I was like, finally I can feel again. Stewart was once notoriously private about her personal life, but has become increasingly open in the past 2 years. She said in the May issue of Variety that she no longer keeps her relationships with women quiet. The actress explains, as much as I want to protect myself, it's not about hiding. As soon as you start throwing up so many walls, you cannot see over them yourself. So you just start isolating in a way that's not honest. I definitely found where I'm comfortable. Stewart will next appear in Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk with Joe Alwyn, and she will also star in Personal Shopper with Lars Eldinger and Lizzie Borden movie with Chloe Sevigny. Actress Shailene Woodley was arrested Monday for protesting against the construction of an oil pipeline in North Dakota. She was charged with criminal trespassing after her arrest, news reports said. The actress, who appeared in 2014's The Fault in Our Stars, was demonstrating peacefully with several others when she was arrested. She also live-streamed the arrest via her Facebook page. She said at the beginning of the video, riot police are arriving at this peaceful protest where people are praying, which lasted for about 2 hours. She continued, this is America. Look what we've faced when we're trying to protect clean water. It wasn't immediately clear whether any of the other protesters were arrested. The pipeline, also called the Bacon Pipeline, is planned to stretch 1,100 miles and pass through North and South Dakota, Iowa, and Illinois. Recently, a federal court ruled that construction on the pipeline could continue. The BBC has released an action-packed trailer for its Doctor Who spin-off Class. The first two installments of the sci-fi young adult series will debut on October 22nd. Written by Patrick Ness, the show stars Greg Austin, Fadi El Sayed, Sophie Hawkins, and Vivian Oprah. The 90-second clip from the small-screen drama depicts a handful of Coal Hill Academy students navigating the treacherous waters of adolescence while also battling supernatural evil forces. Current Doctor Who star Peter Capaldi is to appear in the first episode. Capaldi and the Class newbies were at the New York Comic Con last week to promote the shows. Jeffrey Dean Morgan admits the fan attention he has been getting since his villain Negan first appeared in the Season 6 finale of The Walking Dead is like nothing he has ever expected. The actor made the remarks during the weekend at the New York Comic Con event at Madison Square Garden to promote the 7th season of the zombie apocalypse drama, which kicks off on AMC on October 23rd. Morgan said of the reaction to Negan as the audience roared and fans screamed, "I love you," "It's not even close." He added, the show hasn't even aired yet, noting that as for now, he has only been seen on the small screen comic book adaptation for about 13 minutes. He also added, but this and what's about to happen, it's already nuts and we haven't started this year yet. No, I've never experienced that, nothing close. Morgan is known for his work on the TV shows Grey's Anatomy, Supernatural, and The Good Wife, as well as the film The Watchmen. Ben Affleck teamed up with Jimmy Fallon on The Tonight Show recently for a round of kid theater based on the actor's upcoming film The Accountant, a game which consists of Affleck and Fallon acting out scenes written by children, starting with the pair imagining themselves as a boy and girl who can't decide whether or not they want to be an astronaut or an accountant. Fallon explains as a little girl, "I got it. You can be an accountant who wears an astronaut helmet." The scene ends with the characters both becoming accountant astronauts who later reunite on the moon. The last scene involves two accountants having dinner together before almost coming to blows after they disagree which number is the best. Fallon explains to end the feud, "Wait, what are we doing? We are accountants. We promise never to fight other accountants." Affleck chimes in, of course, the accountant's oath, in before they both raise their hands to their hearts to cite the oath. The Accountant, which also stars Anna Kendrick and J.K. Simmons, arrives in theaters October 14th. Paris Jackson posted a rare photo with mom Debbie Rowe over the weekend. The 18-year-old aspiring actress shared a photo with Rowe on Instagram amid her mom's ongoing battle with breast cancer. She captioned the snapshot, "I'm a fighter because she's a fighter. Love you, Mom." Jackson is the daughter of Rowe and the late singer Michael Jackson, who were married from 1996 to 1997 and also shared 19-year-old son Prince. TMZ reported in July that Jackson and her mom were estranged, but reconnected after Rowe was diagnosed with cancer. Sources told the website next month that Jackson and Rowe have been visiting each other at their respective homes and have been texting a lot. Insider says Rowe was due to start chemotherapy in September. Jackson is also a half-sister to 14-year-old Blanket, the son of Michael Jackson and an unknown surrogate. The aspiring actress paid tribute to her dad in June on the 7th anniversary of his death. She wrote, "7 years, rest in peace, my best friend in the entire universe. I love you more than anything. There's no one like you and there will never be. Thank you for touching millions of hearts, but especially my own." Jackson returned to Michael Jackson's estate at Neverland Ranch last week, telling fans it felt so good to be home even for a little bit. She and boyfriend Michael Snoddy enjoyed a tropical getaway the week previous. Actor Shia LaBeouf has married his longtime girlfriend Mia Goth in Las Vegas. TMZ was the first to report the couple tied the knot in a service officiated by an Elvis Presley impersonator Monday. The couple have been together since 2012 and got engaged earlier this year, Us Weekly said. LaBeouf is known for his work in the classic children's show Even Stevens, as well as in the Transformers film franchise. Jerry Halliwell is going to be a hashtag Mama Spice for the second time. The 44-year-old Spice Girls singer, a.k.a. Ginger Spice, announced she's pregnant and expecting with husband Christian Horner in an Instagram post Monday. The caption, a line drawing of the pregnant woman, "God bless Mother Nature, hashtag Mama Spice." Halliwell and Horner married in Bedfordshire, England in May 2015 after more than a year of dating. The singer is already mom to 10-year-old daughter Bluebell with ex-partner Sasha Gervasi. She told The Telegraph in July, "Having Bluebell changed everything. You have someone else to think of. You want to pass on all the right lessons and be a good mother. It's so lovely to share that with my husband, be our own team." She also added, "Of Horner, I can be totally nerdy in front of him. He's as geeky and silly as me. I never thought I'd get married because I never thought I'd meet someone I could be myself with and who I wanted to be with forever." Halliwell and fellow Spice Girls Mel B and Emma Bunton were planning to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the group's album Spice, a bet without Victoria Beckham and Mel C. It is unknown if the singer's pregnancy will affect the reunion. Mel B revealed on The Late Late Show with James Corden in September, "We're going to perform and celebrate together for the people. I think because we're a British band, we're probably going to start in London and then work our way around." Drake has broken an American Music Awards record by scoring 13 nominations ahead of this year's show. Drake leads all artists in categories ranging from Artist of the Year, Favorite Male Artist, Favorite Album, Favorite Rap Artist, Favorite Rap Song, and Favorite R&B Song, among others. The previous record of 11 nominations was held by Michael Jackson back in 1984. Behind the Canadian rapper among 2016 nominees is Rihanna with 7 nominations, followed by Adele and Justin Bieber with 5. Notably, Beyonce and the Chainsmokers each earned 4. One of the biggest awards of the year, Artist of the Year, will be decided between Drake, Adele, Beyonce, Bieber, Selena Gomez, Ariana Grande, Rihanna, 21 Pilots, Carrie Underwood, and The Weeknd. A win for Bieber will tie the pop star for most wins in that category behind Taylor Swift with 3. The fan-voted award show is set to take place live from the Microsoft Theater in Los Angeles on November 20th. Drake last made headlines in September when he released a new short film titled Please Forgive Me that ties into his latest best-selling album, Views from the Six. And speaking of Rihanna, Rihanna has a message to her ex-boyfriends. It's not her, it's them. The singer posted a meme on Instagram saying, "None of my exes are married or in happy relationships, so it's safe to say I wasn't the problem, LOL." She captioned the post with the trophy emoji. The 28-year-old Barbadian star had an ill-fated relationship with R&B singer Chris Brown and has been connected to 41-year-old Oscar winner Leonardo DiCaprio in the past. She is currently linked to 29-year-old rapper Drake, who kissed her on stage at the MTV Video Music Awards. The rapper said on stage, "She's someone I've been in love with since I was 22 years old. She's one of my best friends in the world." Rihanna will next appear in Ocean's 8 alongside Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett, Mindy Kaling, and Helena Bonham Carter. Alicia Keys held a special concert in Times Square Sunday that also featured a performance of Empire State of Mind alongside Jay-Z. The official Twitter account of Times Square alongside a video of the performance read, "It was only a matter of time before they performed this live in #Times Square at Alicia Keys and at S_C_come together for Empire State of Mind." As fans sang along to the hit 2009 single, images of the New York City skyline were displayed across screens in Times Square. The concert, which was made available for free to Tidal subscribers, also included Keys performing duets with Nas, John Mayer, and Questlove. Notably, the songstress also covered John Lennon's Imagine in celebration of the iconic music's 76th birthday. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1975, Saturday Night Live, a topical comedy sketch show featuring Chevy Chase, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, Garrett Morris, Jane Curtin, and Lorraine Newman, makes its debut on NBC. It will go on to be the longest-running, highest-rated show on late-night television. The 90-minute program, for which, from its inception, has been broadcast live from Studio 8H in the GE building at Rockefeller Center, included different guest hosts and musical act each week. The opening sketch of each show ends with one actor saying live from New York at Saturday Night Live. Created by the Canadian-born comedy writer Lorne Michaels, SNL has introduced a long list of memorable characters and catchphrases, from Gil Ranner's Rosanna Dana to the Coneheads to Billy Crystal's Fernando, "You Look Marvelous," to Dana Carvey's Church Lady, "Isn't That Special," to bodybuilders Hans and Franz, "We're Gonna Pump You Up," to Coffee Talk host Linda Rickman, "Like a Butter, I'm All Verklempt," has become part of pop culture history. The show, whose cast has changed continually over the years, has also launched the careers of such performers as Bill Murray, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Mike Myers, Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, David Spade, John Lovitz, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Tina Fey. Some SNL sketches have even been turned into feature films, the two most successful examples being 1980's The Blues Brothers and 1992's Wayne's World. The show was originally known as NBC Saturday Night because there was another show on ABC called Saturday Night Live with Howard Cosell. However, NBC eventually purchased the naming rights, and since 1977, the edgy comedy program has been called Saturday Night Live. Lorne Michaels served as the show's producer from 1975 to 1980, followed by Gene Derminian from 1980 to 1981. Dick Ebersol helmed the show from 1981 to 1985. Michaels returned to the program that year and has remained executive producer ever since. The influential comedian George Carlin hosted the debut episode of SNL. Later that year, Candace Bergen became the first woman to assume SNL hosting duties. She went on to host the program 4 more times. In In 1982, 7-year-old Drew Barrymore hosted the show, becoming the youngest person ever to do so. Starting in 1976, Steve Martin has hosted SNL 14 times. Since 1990, Alec Baldwin has hosted the show 13 times. John Goodman has hosted the show a dozen times beginning in 1989. Other frequent guest hosts include Buck Henry, Chevy Chase, Tom Hanks, and Christopher Walken. Musical guests who performed on SNL 5 or more times include Paul Simon, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, James Taylor, Sting, Beck, and the Foo Fighters. SNL is known for its topical parodies and impersonations and for pushing boundaries with its sketches. The show is also recognized for its political humor. Chevy Chase famously portrayed President Gerald Ford as a klutz, while Dana Carvey spoofed President George H.W. Bush and his Read My Lips line. Most recently, Amy Poehler has played Senator Hillary Clinton in numerous skits, including one with the senator herself, and Tina Fey has portrayed the 2008 Republican vice presidential nominee Sarah Palin. Also on this date in 1975, Bruce Springsteen scores his first pop hit with Born to Run. By 1975, 26-year-old Bruce Springsteen had two heavily promoted major label albums behind him, but nothing approaching a popular hit. Tapped by Columbia Records as the next big thing back in 1973, he had been marketed first as the new Dylan and then America's new street poet. But unless you were a rock journalist junkie or had been witness to one of his raucous 3-hour live shows in an East Coast rock club, you probably never bought one of his records or even heard his name. That would all soon change, however, for the poet laureate of Jersey Shore. On this date in 1975, the epic single Born to Run became Bruce Springsteen's first ever top 40 hit, marking the start of his eventual transition from little-known cult figure to international superstar. Born in 1949 in Long Branch, New Jersey, Springsteen grew up during the golden age of American rock and roll, and his devotion to the music of that era that marked him as a breath of fresh air during his rise to fame in the early 70s. Writing for Rolling Stone magazine in 1973, the legendary rock critic Lester Bangs said of Springsteen, he sort of Karthik mumbles his ditties in a disgruntled mush of mouth, sort of like Robbie Robertson on Quaaludes with Dylan barfing down the back of his neck. That was in a positive review of Springsteen's debut album, Greens from Asbury Park, the first of many positive reviews to come during the legendary building phase of his career. In 1974, a Rolling Stone editor named John Landau, writing in Boston's Real paper, bestowed this now famous praise upon the boss. I saw rock and roll's future, and his name is Bruce Springsteen. 1 year later, Landau would co-produce Springsteen's third album, eventually take over management of his career. That third album was Springsteen's breakthrough and an American classic, Born to Run, which another giant of rock criticism, Greil Marcus, likened to a 57 Chevy running on melted down Crystal Records. While Thunder Road and Backstreets from the same album may be as beloved among devoted fans as the title track, it was the Phil Spector-inspired Born to Run that was the first exposure most Americans got to Bruce Springsteen. It ascended into the top 40s on this day in 1975, was followed less than 2 weeks later by simultaneous cover articles for Springsteen in Time magazine and Newsweek. And as your entertainment report for Tuesday, October 11th, 2016, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.